Hi, this is Myra with Boutique Paint. I know I did some bookmarks not too long ago around Christmas time, but I came up with a new idea for bookmarks. It's a little different, so I thought I'd give it a show. Um, this one is my little sample, and I used the new IOD Birds and Bees for this one. And it has a built-in branch, which was kind of fun, so it just kind of automatically gave a nice silhouette. On the next ones though, I think I'm going to do some dragonflies, and I'm going to do the bees from the Birds and Bees stamp. So I'm making them 2 inches wide, and I'm going to use my disappearing ink. And I'm just going to make a couple marks. And I'm not going to make it this long, but this is where I'm going to start. And then I'm going to just make a line. That way we know how much further over we're going to have the stamp. So you want it to go over the line to create the outside here. This dragonfly is from the Rose Toil stamp, and this one is from the Butterfly stamp. But I wanted 2 of the dragonflies, so I took one from each. And I'm going to use the Stone Gray ink from IOD. I'm just gonna ink this up. So I want to go on the outside a little bit of the line. There we go. Same thing with this. I want it to go over a little bit, but I'm going to bring it down here. And there we go. So I'm just going to cut along the disappearing ink, and you can use a pencil. If you don't want to use disappearing ink or you don't have it, you can use a pencil. You'll just have to erase it. There we go. This is, I guess I should backtrack a little bit. This is watercolor paper that I'm using. And the reason why I'm using watercolor paper is because it's nice and thick. I did watercolor on this little guy because I thought it would be fun to try it. But if you want to just leave them in black and white like this, you could do that too. But the nice thing about the watercolor paper is super thick and it's perfect for doing this project. So you can cut it straight across at the top. You could leave it like this. You could make it all, you know, funky up here and cut it all kinds of different shapes. You know, just to give it some little bit of character. And then we're going to do the bees, and I'm going to grab the black ink for this one. And I have not used the stamp yet, or the bees on this yet, so I'm excited to see how they come out. make sure you get all the little tentacles and whatnot. Oh, that's really nice. This is the medium. I'm not going to have too much of his stuff overhanging. These are so cute. There we go. So you can either leave them just like this. You could also, if you have a laminating machine, you could laminate them. I kind of like just the kind of organicness of the paper. Or you could paint them. And I am not a watercolorist at all. I don't know hardly anything about it. I will link Lexi's watercolor page in the comments below if you want to see somebody that actually knows how to watercolor. But I'm just going to go ahead and do some watercolor on this one. And I've got two different brushes here. I've got one that's got a fine tip, and then I've got one that's got the angled. And I'm just going to start out by, oh, there's still paint in that one from my little bird. And you want a paper towel. Let's see, I'm going to make sure I got that blue out of that because it's going to look funky with yellow. So I think I'm going to pick this yellow here. And what I usually do is I get it wet. And then I bring some of it up here. Hopefully you can see that. And the purpose of doing that is if I want to add some white to it, I think it's a little too dark, or if I want to add some black to it or another color, that's a good place to mix colors. So I'm going to get my brush wet a little bit with water. And I'm just going to go in here. And there is still a little bit of yellow on that from me mixing. And actually that alone is really doing it quite nicely. And you could just leave them like that. That's pretty. Let's see. So I'm going to, once again, just get water. And I got this, it's got yellow. If you need to, you can use a paper towel to sop up any water or any paint. If you want to be delicate about it, just use a corner and go onto it and just put the corner in and it'll sop it up. Okay, I think I've got, so I'm going to use this brown. That's just a smidge too much water. Oop, and I'm kind of bring it over here. So now I'm just gonna get a smidge of that brown, and there is a little bit of brown in that already. Just going to give it a smidge more color. Since there's so much black in this one, I'm not adding the water. I'm just going to go ahead and there's quite a bit of water on my brush, but I'm just going in there and painting it in there. And it doesn't have to be an all over color. You can, you know, do shading. I think I'm gonna make this guy darker. I wasn't gonna paint the dragonflies, but it's so hard to leave them alone because you know that they could be so beautiful. Let's add some splatter to this. Let's see, I might do a little bit of this color, which is kind of an orangey. So get some water, and I'm gonna just go, well, this has got a little yellow on it already. And I'm going to use the angle brush, and you just take your fingernail. You can also use a knife, the side of a knife, or a putty, one of these guys. And it just gives it a little bit of detail. And you do want it, if you want a little bit bigger, oh, I got yellow on this one because I'm splattering everywhere. Move your stuff so that you're not getting, if you want it a little thicker, then make it a little soppier. If you want the dots like that. Oh, that's a good one. That turned out very pretty. Now when I'm done, I'm not going to close this immediately. I want to let these all dry in here. Once they're dry, then I can close them. And then I can use them again, the colors I mixed, and I can add to them also. So I'm just going to set this aside and let that dry. But they turned out pretty sweet. I think I like the big dots. I think I might add some of the big dots onto that guy because I like the texture that it adds. So that's it for today on our project. I thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions about any of the products I use, you can go to our website at www.boutiquepaint.com, or you can leave a question in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.